Hey Fortnite fans, welcome to Fortnite Mobile Tips and Tricks channel. Today's video is designed for new Fortnite mobile players who are just learning how to play. On today's episode, we're going to cover 5 easy tips that will help new Fortnite mobile players to get started on the right foot. Here we go! Our first tip today is to change the default button layout on your mobile device. To do this, simply hit the Settings button in the upper right hand corner of the screen and then click on HUD Layout Tool. This will open up a screen that lets you move the buttons anywhere that you wish on your device. You can also make the buttons smaller or larger so that you can optimize the layout for your style of gameplay. A great idea is to play around with the button locations until you find a setup that works best for you. Our second tip today is to adjust your graphics settings in order to optimize your gameplay. Fortnite is a graphics heavy game and it's hard to have a good experience if your device is constantly freezing and skipping frames. This is especially true during heated battles, which tend to push your graphics card to the limit. To make sure you have a great gaming experience, first start out by adjusting your graphics settings. To do this, simply pull up the main menu and click on this settings button. This will allow you to choose your video quality and your mobile frame rate. If your game skips during gameplay, then lower these settings to the absolute minimums and then adjust upward from there until you get the best combination of graphics and performance for your particular device. This step is especially important if you're playing on a phone or a tablet that is a few years old. Our third tip today is to choose your landing spot as soon as you possibly can. Before your game starts, you are taken to a loading screen called Spawn Island. When you arrive, you usually have a few seconds before the bus takes off to bring you to the main island. Make the most use of this time by pulling the map up on the island and picking your landing spot. This way, you won't have to make any decisions while you're in the middle of skydiving, and it also lets your teammates know where you'll be landing. To choose a spot, simply click on the map to open it up and click anywhere to place a pin. You can also zoom in on the map if you want to find a specific location. It's usually a good idea for new players to land somewhere that is away from the bus and relatively secluded so they can get used to using the basic controls. Try to avoid the most popular landing spots that are in the middle of the map, like Tilted Tower, Salty Spring, and Loot Lake. A few good spots for beginners to get their bearings are places on the edge of the map, such as Junk Junction, Lonely Lodge, and Lucky Landing. Tip number 4 is to make use of the auto-run feature in order to skydive faster. The first few moments of a new game of Fortnite are super important, and it's critical to get to your landing spot as quickly as possible so you can grab loot and gear up for a potential battle. One way to speed up the skydiving process is to double tap on the on-screen joystick to initiate an auto dive. This makes your character dive at maximum speed and frees you up to focus your attention on aiming your character in the right direction. Our last tip for today's Fortnite Mobile for Beginners video is to always land on a gun. It is common for battles to break out as soon as you hit the ground. This can happen even if you land in an unpopular area of the map. That's why it's critical to always try and land directly on a weapon so you can be prepared for a fight right from the start. Guns usually spawn with some ammo near buildings and structures, so be sure to be on the lookout for them as you're using the glider at the end of your skydive. That's all for today's tips and tricks video. If you found this to be helpful, then make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.